Hi, and welcome to Carolina Women. We are here at Lava Fitness with our dear friends Cathy Ulmer. Good to see you. And my co-host Erin Lentz. It's so good to see you. We're all cozy
I
now.
know. It's a little chilly this morning.
A little chilly, and we get everything out wintery. That's great. I love it. I love it.
The drop in weather.
Exactly. With the drop in weather and the holidays upon us, that has to be like a breeding ground for creeping crud, which is a technical word for creeping crud.
Yeah, the creeping crud is here, and it has creeped in fast this year. I think that, everybody's traveling again. We're all out there kind of, getting on the planes and going to see people, and you can already see the surge. I mean, I think we talked about in past years, like it kind of was like weird because there wasn't a cough and cold season, but I think we're starting to get a little bit, it's cough and cold season all year, but we're seeing that surge. With the weather dropping, people being inside, we're all starting to sound a little bit like I do.
Exactly. So there's sinus infections, there's COVID, there's flu, there's colds. Are there still allergies?
There's still allergies.
So 5 things that even I can figure out right away.
Yeah.
How do I know when to stay home? We were just talking about that.
Maybe if you're like sneezing over and over, hacking, coughing.
So so you say that, and the first
Don't
thing
go to Target.
Don't go.
The first thing you talk about though is sneezing. So you talk about allergies.
Yes.
Like people are like, oh, it's just my allergies, which I can attest to that because I was by a fire this weekend, and I think I just breathed in a lot of smoke and allergens, and I got this little it's kind of just like
upper respiratory,
like a sore throat kind of thing.
Sounds.
But you don't know, but usually the telltale sign is a fever. Like if you start to run a fever, or you just you might have a sinus infection if everything gets up in here.
What if you don't have a fever?
Well, if you don't have a fever, you're not necessarily not contagious, but it's not as contagious as if you have a fever. It's kind of like whoever's school of thought you're asking about when you should stay home.
Okay.
But a fever is a telltale sign. For sure, if you have a fever, stay home till the fever breaks. Give yourself 24 to 48 hours, or go see the doctor to see if it's might be bacterial. The problem is the doctor won't know either. They're going to look at your symptoms, and they don't know if it's a virus or a bacteria either. So just taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Not to be graphic, but it's super fun to be graphic.
Yeah.
So most of the time, right? Look, you're like, oh boy.
Here we go.
No, so when you sneeze and you cough and you think, it's usually clear mucus. It's just sort of runny nose and things like. I'm getting to the good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going for it.
I'm going for. But then when it's clunky or green, or when it turns is that a sign to do maybe that there's a secondary infection?
It's not necessarily. I mean, that's kind of always been a thought, but I feel like when it gets that way, it's just really gross. You've gotten to the point where you can't hardly breathe. It's all stuck in here and it's stuck in here, and you're probably not feeling well. Okay. So that's a good time.
And
to
isn't
stay
it true
home.
The sneeze travels 150 miles an hour or something crazy?
It is. I mean, you see those shows where they show the stuff going on. Yeah.
So when you go to the grocery and somebody walks by and they're
I just think it's even though nobody likes masks, there's that give and take on masks. Wearing a mask to keep it all to yourself in certain places is an important thing.
That makes
Washing
sense.
your hands, just if you're gonna touch things, if you're gonna go to the store, at least cover
using
yourself.
Those same self-checkouts.
Have some of that, alcohol. If you do sneeze into your hand, alcohol before you go to touch things. Just those simple things. Yeah. Even if you do have to go out, just being a little bit more thoughtful. Courteous. Yeah.
I just was going to say, just to reiterate, nothing wrong with wearing a mask if you don't feel good. You're just keeping other people safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 2, washing your hands. And what does a good hand wash look like?
So in school, we were always taught that you should wash your hands long enough to sing the happy birthday song, and to cover all parts of your hand when you're washing your hands. You should remove your jewelry and all that kind of stuff. If that, but so usually I go in the bathroom and I do that, happy birthday to you, really fast. But you're really just trying to get, soap and water and wash. Alcohol is just a as needed kind of thing.
Got it.
Washing your hands is the most important. So if you can't get to wash your hands, the Alcohol on your hands is good, but washing your hands
is
is really the best way to do it.
It's so silly. That's a great takeaway for this whole segment is 'tis the season to wash your hands and really just pay attention to your health and wellness with everybody here. Thank you for joining us, Cathy Ulmer. We love seeing you. Stay with us. There's a lot more to come here on Carolina Women.